I was born at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Both of my biological parents are Marines. Primarily, I grew up with my grandparents in Defiance, Ohio, in what we call a settled out community of migrant farm workers. Whatever my biological parents experienced both before and after the military left them in a position to which not even I was safe from them.
Her grandparents raised her, and her grandparents are what she calls mom and dad.
My grandmother had the force of will to move mountains. There was never a question in my mind I was going to go to college. And part of it was because my grandparents were very honest. They knew they were sick. They knew that they would not live to see me be an adult, and they were direct about it. My grandfather had passed. My mom at this point was very ill. I was washing her, feeding her. And I always say, like, Harvard saved my life, but I'm not really sure that they know how. It was because after she died in October, I had nowhere else to go. And it was also because it showed me a whole new side of life. A side of life that wasn't about caring for sick elderly people, a side of life that wasn't about constantly fighting for place. Harvard was about possibility. I learned that anything is possible and you simply keep asking until you get it.
My first impression of Priscilla was, this woman knows what she's talking about. She knows her stuff.
I met this warrior for immigrants. I think that it was obvious that she was going to be an attorney. She has been always fighting for people, fighting for the rights of others.
Some of my earliest memories are going into these administrative courts and watching my grandfather fight for his Veterans Administration benefits. As a 5-year-old, I knew that they were doing something intentionally to hurt him, and I did not like it. And my grandparents were able to win custody of me, but they were not able to win custody of my brother. My grandmother said very plainly, "We had a lawyer for you, but we didn't have a lawyer for him."
Lawyers for a Good Government was a path for her to do what she loved, and that is to impact people face to face. Every day is like, okay, so what is she gonna do now? Siempre me sorprende.
My project has focused for the past few years on helping asylum seekers enter the United States and/or receive representation at the border. As things change in the ground, we are retooling ourselves to be an RGV Access to Justice incubator. This is a name I made up, but the goal is this. First, we're going to provide security and safety for immigrant families because I am an immigration attorney, and the goal would be to focus on 3 groups. Anyone who's eligible for citizenship, victims of domestic violence who are eligible for what is called VAWA, and any family member of a service member. In the meantime, through the incubator, bringing in all the rest of L4GG. We have environmental issues that need to be addressed here in the Valley. Guess what? We have an environmental program. Reproductive rights are an issue in the Valley. Well, guess what? We have a reproductive rights program. State legislative advocacy training is an absolute need for folks if they want to make a change. We can bring it to the Valley. But you can't do any of that if you can't focus on how you're going to make it the next day because you don't know if a CBP agent may pull you over.
Priscilla is a very inspirational woman to people that she might not even know she inspires. And I hope that everyone gets to know about her.
She has done amazing work in my community, but most importantly, she believes that we can still change this world and we could leave it better than when we came.
She's an incredible human being, and the way she keeps going, and working, and the way that she puts herself out there to help people. I learned through her the passion of doing this work.
There is so much to be sad about, but you can't be sad about it. Sadness isn't going to get you anywhere. Do not let this lead you into despair, but rather let this radicalize you. That is it. Let it change who you are, and let this make you help others change too. Bring them with you. Yes, I am deeply disappointed in what was not accomplished by me and other members of my generation, but we're just beginning.